solution to our loneliness seems to be in our grasp. Social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are changing the way we see ourselves and the way we have relationships. We can create online communities or chat groups and instantly communicate with people across the world. With access to so many human connections, you'd think loneliness would be a thing of the past. We've never been lonelier. Catherine Hobson, citing a study released in 2017, reports, "It turns out that the people who reported spending the most time on social media, more than 2 hours a day, had twice the odds of perceived social isolation than those who said they spent a half hour per day or less on those sites. And people who visited social media platforms most frequently, 58 visits per week or more, had more than 3 times the odds of perceived social isolation than those who visited fewer than 9 times per week." A friend said recently, "We can have 1,000 friends on Facebook, but based on how we spend our time, it seems like Facebook is worth 1,000 friends." It's wrong, though, to place the blame for our social dislocation squarely on the shoulders of social media. Robert Putnam's famous book, Bowling Alone, describes the fragmentation and isolation of American community before the rise of social media. He says, "Americans are right that the bonds of our communities have withered, and we are right to fear that this transformation has very real costs." Increasing loneliness, according to Putnam, has to do with the decrease in neighborhood societies, civic organizations, religious communities, and social clubs. Loneliness is not just a modern problem. It's an ancient problem because it's a human problem. Ultimately, loneliness is a spiritual problem. Not good. A quick theological consideration of the problem of loneliness demonstrates its significance. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone." The weight of this statement is even stronger when we remember the poetry of Genesis chapter 1 that contains the refrain, "God saw that it was good," 7 times. The repetition of the phrase alone is striking. But there are 2 additional amplifiers that we may not be aware of. First is the number of repetitions. In Hebrew, the number 7 is sheva, a word identical in its consonantal root with shava, which means to swear, as in to swear an oath. 7 is the sum of 3, a biblical number suggesting glory, weightiness, or perfection, and 4, a biblical number suggesting creation. In Isaiah chapter 6, the cherubim sing, "Holy, holy, holy," to signify God's perfection in holiness, while the 4 corners of the earth and the 4 rivers flowing out of Eden signify the created order. The sum of 3 and 4 is thus meant to summon our attention. God saw and said that it was good 7 times. The repetition and connotation emphasize and underline creation's goodness in the eyes of God. It's almost impossible to get a more emphatic statement, but we do. Just in case we didn't catch the poem's refrain as it sang, "It was good 7 times," we have a second amplifier, what in English is translated, "very good." The English term very is a weak translation of the Hebrew term me'od. Me'od is defined first as force, might, and second, to express the idea of exceedingly, greatly, very. Genesis chapter 1, verse 31, good exceedingly. Creation is not just good. It is exceedingly, abundantly, greatly, forcefully good. This phrase gathers up all the earlier refrains from each day of creation that has come before. The Creator God beholds creation and describes it as exceedingly good. Now consider again, it is not good that the man should be alone in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18.